Alright, what's going on, guys? We're back with another Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to be talking about some upcoming content that was announced for the game coming up for part 2. And some other things. We got some more characters who are getting some time limited buffs. So we're going to go over that here real quick in this, try to make it a shorter video, just to kind of go over everything. So we got the announcement for the Global Dokkan Campaign Part 2 live stream is going to be taking place on the 23rd at, it says 02 PST, but remember we are in technically DT, right? Because it's daylight savings time. So this would be 3 PDT, so 3 in the morning Pacific, so 6 a.m. Eastern. And then you can do the time conversion for whatever your time zone is for that. But we are getting the boy Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. We're getting Omega Shenron. It's going to be a good time, and I am so looking forward to this, man. Okay, so starting off with some of the news. So we did get this announcement that there are going to be 3 more characters who are getting some time limited buffs. So just like the Vegito and the Rosé, we are getting Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and Super Baby 2 Giant Ape are going to be getting time limited buffs. So they usually go pretty crazy with these. You know, the Int Rosé is super good. The Vegito is pretty good. I'm expecting these guys to be pretty good alongside their, you know, respective characters that come out. So like these guys with Gogeta, Super Baby 2 running along with Omega will probably be really good. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with them. Usually they end up being pretty OP'd, pretty cracked out. So this will be awesome to see breathe some new life in these guys for at least a limited time. And then, you know, they'll go back to being their regular selves after the celebration's done, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way these time limited buffs work. They help you out for a little bit. You get to have a little more fun with some of these characters, and then they probably won't do this again until, I mean, maybe Tanabata. We'll see them do something, but probably not again until like the 11th anniversary or building up to like they did for the 10th anniversary. You do have to have them Z Awaken in order for this to work, so the text boosted for a limited time will appear in their passive just to show that they are boosted out for a limited time. I assume it's just going to be until the end of the celebration. So the celebration ends the 11th of August. So we'll probably see them, you know, be a little juiced up for, you know, the next however many, a couple, like 2 or 3 weeks, whatever that is. Yeah, so it'll be pretty cool. Be able to use them again, have some fun, run these guys with Gogeta. I think it'll be pretty awesome. This guy, along with Omega, will probably be pretty good as well. So, I mean, looking at him, you know, we've got the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you know, not a whole lot to his EZA or his actual passive here. You know, he gets a lot of ki, he does some attacks, he's fine. I think they're just going to juice up his attack, they'll probably juice up his defense. The counter, I mean, it's a medium chance to counter. So, I mean, it'd be cool if they just made it like a guaranteed counter. Vegeta, you know, same deal. Attacking defense is going to get boosted up. Probably the same with this, or just an overall just juiced up version of that. And then hopefully here as well, just making it a guaranteed counter would be pretty cool. For Baby, I mean, obviously he's going to get the attack and defense boost. So against Pure Saiyans and Hybrids, he gets a chance to crit up by 40%. You know, HP is 40% or more when attacking with 12 more ki. He gets another 40% chance to crit. So, I mean, just giving him maybe just guaranteed crit along with his stat boost, I think would be enough for this guy. And then obviously he goes Giant 8, does his thing. You know, he's running alongside Omega. I think he's gonna look pretty good. Okay, so for the other content that we have coming up, so Global still hasn't put anything out, which is odd. They're falling a little behind. Either JP put this out early or Global is just way behind. But there's gonna be some new content coming here for part 2. The first thing here is a free-to-play LR Nova Shenron. So I was wondering if maybe they would be like EZAing the old Nova Shenrons, if he'd be part of like a Shadow Dragons team that might be built out for like the free-to-play, like the clones. But they're just straight up doing an LR for him, and he's free to play. You know, looking at the symbol here, obviously he's not a Prime Battle, because Prime Battles are red. So he's like a story event, most likely. I mean, I don't read Japanese, so I don't know what that says. But, you know, probably recruiter from the story, just like you do for, like, you know, anniversary free-to-play LRs. He's probably the same kind of deal. Awesome. awesome pick. I believe this is the super class one, which isn't very good on or in the game right now that we have the super class Nuova Shenron. So having an updated version of him to be able to run, you know, hopefully making him viable to still run by Omega would be good, as well as being able to run him with Gogeta would be awesome. So make him a little more, you know, more versatile, being able to jump from team to team, have a little more utility to him, and I think it'd be pretty good. I think that's a pretty awesome pick for free-to-play LR for what we have going on in this celebration. The new stages are going to be added to the Special Battle 2025, since it's going to include the Omega and the Gogeta. So, I mean, just looking at this art alone, you know, this showed the LR arts. These guys showed these guys. It didn't show Vegito. It didn't show Merge Zamasu. You know, thinking that Gogeta might be just a super attack or a active skill super attack, I think is out the window at this point. I think it's legitimately just standalone Gogeta. It still, you know, very well still could be a tag. This could still be a Sin, and this is just the full-on, you know, final formed LR transformation. But I don't know, man. Looking at this art here for this special battle, I am inclined to believe that it is going to be a standalone Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and a standalone Omega Shenron, and that has me pretty pumped. The Omega I wish was a Sin. I do wish we had a tag, but that just means that they can do it in the future. So, you know, that just leaves the door open for more possibilities later on, which I think is gonna be pretty great. And these guys look like, just from their animations alone, they look awesome. And I'm super excited to see what they actually do, what their kits are, all their animations, their OSTs. Dude, I'm excited for the OSTs as well, man. Maybe I get some new background music as opposed to the, you know, the Vegito background music that always plays for my videos. Maybe Gogeta will give me a new one. Okay, so the climax of the anime for Dragon Ball Daima, Stage 16 is here. Okay, so Stage 16 is being added to this. By the way it sounds, being the climax of the anime makes it sound like this is going to be the final stage. I don't know if this is going to be the final one, if there's going to be one more. But if this is the final, I mean, there's got to be some sort of asset for adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So I guess we'll see. I still haven't cleared like the last couple stages of this. I've actually been waiting for this to finish out before I just run through the couple stages, because there's no real crazy rewards that come from them, and they take like 2 seconds to get through. So, you know, I've been kind of waiting for this to finish out, and I was going to run the last, you know, few events that I have left for this, and we'll do a video for it as well, just to kind of like look at some of the assets that they have in there, and, you know, think about what could have been with Daima in the game. But they still are depriving me, and I don't know why, but they'll come eventually. It's fine. I've come to terms with it. You know, they're not here for the celebration. The EX part might still be there. You know, if they decide to do one more stage, they could drop it during an EX part and just make it bam. You know, drop the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Stage 13 being updated, so this is to get specific EX skill orbs. So they did have this in there already, right? As Shadow Dragon Saga was able to get EX skill orbs, so I think they're just updating it to be more relevant skill orbs at this point. So cool they'll do this, you know, because the new characters are going to be on Shadow Dragon Saga. So being able to do this and being able to grind out some hopefully good EX skill orbs for them, for you know, people on their teams would be pretty great. Even though I guess the new guys would get their skill orbs from this, right? They get EX skill orbs from this specific to them. But I mean, if this drops some better ones, I mean, there's that. Okay, so looks like the preparation period is going to be for the 22nd. That's for the GT event. Special battle, GMT, the 20th. It says the 20th? That's not right. 23rd? Yeah, the 23rd is going to be the preparation for this one. So tomorrow for this one, Wednesday for this one. Yeah, I mean, we could see a data download tonight. We could see data download tomorrow, kind of putting this stuff in game, right? Maybe getting, I assume that the announcement is in game for JP to have all this stuff, but global it's still not. So maybe they're waiting for a data download. Maybe they're just waiting until tomorrow to drop it. I don't know why, but Dokkan does weird things sometimes when it comes to the two different versions. So that is what it is. So this was a tweet from Proton, back in June. He mentioned that there was some asset, like update, whatever, for this event, right? As a dialogue thing, things always mean something. When they do little things like this, it always means something. And in this case, it seems like it was for this, right? So it's a random fix, but it was for this event, and it looks like it's because they planned on updating it anyway. So that works out, that adds up, and that's pretty good. Rick also talked about how it looks like we could possibly get two data downloads this week because of the story event, because of the special battle, and then obviously the live stream that's supposed to happen. So hopefully we get a data download either tonight or tomorrow that talks about or puts like these events, whatever, they go in the notice, they get the data of these in there, and then hopefully another one after the live stream. I'm really hoping that they don't, because they've done it before in the past. They haven't done it in a while, I don't think, but they've done it in the past where they drop a data download a day or two before, or right before a live stream where they're going to announce some big stuff, and they ruin it, they leak everything. They don't know that we see this stuff, and I don't know why they do that, but they haven't done it in a while, and I'm hoping that they don't do it for this, because this is going to be some pretty hype shit, and I want to be ready to watch it on the live stream as opposed to getting it from a data download, right? So yeah, that's really gonna do it for the video today. Just wanted to go over some of this upcoming content that's coming. Again, it's not in the global news yet, and I don't really know why, so figured I would just go ahead and cover it now before it just becomes old news, I guess, quote unquote, at this point. And then kind of talk about these guys getting their time limited buffs. But yeah, they're coming, man. They are coming. LR Nova Shenron's awesome. Having this is great. This stuff will be pretty cool. And then getting ready for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron to drop. Baby, let's go. You guys stuck around to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you guys think of this upcoming content, what you guys think of the time limited buffs for these three characters, and your overall hype for part 2. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!